Now, KCAU 9 News starts with your forecast first.
Good evening, Siouxland. We have sunshine here on the Port Neal Welding Company Skycam from the Ho-Chunk Center in downtown Sioux City, pointed at a busy Interstate 29. Temperatures around Sioux City 43, 42 for Wayne, and 45 in Norfolk, 41 Yankton, and a mix of 20s, 30s, and 40s here over western Iowa, with Estherville the coolest at 29 degrees. Your planner for tonight: clear skies at 8 p.m. and 33, clear at 1 and 29. Just a couple clouds here at 6 and a temperature of 22. The warmest day of the year so far for most of us will be tomorrow, but after that we have some chances for wintry mixed precipitation to tell you about in the 7-day forecast. That's coming up. KCAU 9 News starts right now.
We are Siouxland proud. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
A month after that Florida school massacre killed 17 kids, Siouxland schools plan to honor the victims with a walkout. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jenna Renstrom. Tim is off. That walkout planned for tomorrow morning. Schools across the nation and in Siouxland planning to take 17 minutes out of the day. That's 1 minute for each victim. And it's our top story tonight. KCAU 9's Jamie Perez joins us live in Sioux City after speaking to schools about how it's all going to happen. Jamie?
That's right, Jenna. I'm here at West High School here behind me. This is just one of the schools that is participating in the nationwide school walkout tomorrow to honor the 17 victims that were killed at the Florida shooting just last month. So we wanted to gauge how many Siouxlanders felt overall about the walkout. So we conducted a poll on Facebook where almost 1,000 people voted on it this afternoon, with a majority saying they're not in favor of that walkout. Some of the comments reading that the walkout does not solve the issue, that it's an excuse to get out of school, while others are saying it's important these students be heard and express their constitutional right. We did speak with one student who is participating in tomorrow's walkout. She says although she does have friends who are choosing to stay in class and not participate, she thinks it's important to stand up to legislation to take action.
We've seen mass shootings time and time again, and we've seen sympathies, thoughts, and prayers, but we have failed to see action, and the students of North High are tired of it and have frankly had enough.
We also spoke to a student who is not walking out tomorrow, plus the director of student services, on how faculty at each of the schools in Sioux City is handling the walkout tomorrow. We'll tell you what both of them have to say coming up tonight at 10. For now, reporting live in Sioux City, Jamie Perez, KCAU 9 News.
Thanks for that report, Jamie. The Iowa Senate is in a race against time to pass a bill ending what's known as school lunch shaming. On Thursday, lawmakers in the House unanimously passed the bill, but a deadline looms this week to keep it alive. Kayla James explains how this proposal could benefit students, parents, and the schools.
At my daughter's school, sometimes if her count is low or below 0 or something like that, they'll put a stamp on her hand.
Courtney Trimble is talking about her elementary school-age daughter who experienced one of the consequences of not having enough money in her lunch account.
And I thought that's not very good because, you know, other kids can see that. They could tease other kids.
And while her daughter wasn't teased, some other students aren't so lucky.
They found out the lunch money was there, and then rather than letting the child eat the food, it goes in the trash right in front of the child and any of the other kids that are standing near them.
That's why a few Iowa legislators from both parties worked together to draft a bill to stop similar acts while helping schools receive money owed to them.
No kid should ever be shamed when they don't have enough money in their lunch account, but we also wanted to create a tool for schools to be able to hold the people accountable who were not putting money in lunch accounts.
House File 2467 prohibits schools from publicly identifying students who either owe money or have a low balance in their account. At the same time, it offers a solution for schools to ensure they get their money by withholding a parent's tax refund.
Basically, that's just a kind of a last resort tool for people who are really abusing the system.
If a parent has over a $500 debt that hasn't been paid in 2 years, schools could have a parent's tax refund withheld.
I don't mind it. I guess it depends on how much they're taking out.
And for families who can't afford school lunches, the bill will have schools tell parents their options more often.
This would allow them to have 2 different approaches on being reminded about the free and reduced lunch program, and then give schools a little bit more discretion to have those conversations with families too.
That was Kayla James reporting. The Senate Education Committee needs to approve this bill by Friday or it dies for the year. New questions today about who will replace one of the top Republican leaders in the State House a day after video of former Senate Majority Leader Bill Dix at a bar with a Des Moines lobbyist surfaced. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are processing what to do next. Currently, former Senator Dix's chair in the Senate is empty. The former senator resigned from all of his duties at the State House yesterday after that video showing him kissing a woman who isn't his wife surfaced. Now Republican Bill Dix is at the center of Iowa's political world, and for the wrong reasons.
Were you surprised, shocked? No.
We're all disappointed, and you know, my prayers go out to Senator Dix and his family.
It's because she's a lobbyist. That's an absolute mortal sin, as far as I'm concerned.
The state will have to hold a special election to fill the Republican seat. Another position is up in the air as well, that of Majority Leader of the Senate. That appointment will be made as soon as tomorrow, and Siouxland Senator Randy Feenstra of Hall is on the short list for that position. There's been another shakeup at the White House after President Trump announces Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is out. President Trump made that announcement via Twitter this morning. CIA Director Mike Pompeo has been nominated to take Tillerson's place. Trump thanked Tillerson for his service and also announced that Gina Haspel has been nominated as the new director of the CIA. Earlier today, Tillerson addressed reporters about his plans moving forward.
I'll now return to private life as a private citizen, as a proud American, proud of the opportunity I've had to serve my country. God bless all of you. God bless the American people. God bless America.
The Senate Foreign Relations Committee expects to begin confirmation proceedings for Pompeo in April, according to a statement from committee chairman Bob Corker. A retired Plymouth County judge is coming under fire after admitting that he let attorneys involved with his cases write his rulings. Former district court judge Edward Jacobson admitted during a deposition that he let the winning side author roughly 200 divorce case decisions during his career, oftentimes without letting the opposing side know he was doing so. The revelations have prompted the Iowa Supreme Court to warn judges about the practice known as ghostwriting. Jacobson retired last fall after serving as judge for 16 years. It's been a busy week at the Tyson with the NAIA women's basketball tournament going on. Tonight, Concordia and Dakota Wesleyan square off in the championship game. Sports anchor Jesse Kroll is there at the Tyson. Jesse, what do you have for us?
That's definitely right, Jen. It's been a busy but exciting week for basketball fans and all fans of even all these schools, Dakota Wesleyan, Northwestern, whoever you cheer for. It's definitely been an exciting weekend. I'm here with GPAC Commissioner Corey Western. You're obviously familiar with both these teams in the title game, Concordia and Dakota Wesleyan, but Northwestern was also in the Final Four. What is it with this conference and how strong is it? I mean, what is it that gets these conferences teams going?
Well, it's been a very special year for our conference, no question, getting 3 out of the 4 in the Fab Four this year. You know, we have very high-level talent of kids who decide to play locally. I think that's really what it comes down to. And you look at our coaches in this league, they stay around, they commit to these programs, and I think it pays off when you get to a setting like this. And it's been a fun year for our conference, culminating with an all-conference final here tonight.
So kind of touching with the conference, too, Briarcliff and Morningside have been gracious hosts for this tournament for numerous of years. So what is it about Sioux City that you guys keep on coming back to?
Well, I think it's a place to call home. You know, you can play a tournament anywhere, put a court down, put some hoops up, and play basketball, but I think Sioux City embraces everything around the tournament, not just the games. And it's been that way for 21 years, and this year has been no exception. The teams come in, we make them feel at home. We have a very strong motto in our tournament committee that only one team goes home winning a championship. Everybody needs to go home feeling like they had a special experience, and I think we really try to do that year in and year out, and from what the teams tell us, we hit the mark.
Honestly, this might be the wrong question for you, and you might not be a business owner, but what does it mean for this whole tournament to be in Sioux City for, I mean, businesses, hotels, bars, anything? So how important is this tournament to this community?
Well, it's huge. You're talking about a $16 million economic impact event. Dakota Wesleyan behind us here, and Concordia too, but Dakota Wesleyan's been here since last Sunday. Not yesterday, last Sunday. That's a lot of hotel rooms. Over 400 just student athletes, coaches, and school personnel. That doesn't even include the fans. So So the hotels are full. They go out to eat every day, once, twice, sometimes 3 times. It's huge economic impact and great for the city.
So looking at the game now, Dakota Wesleyan, Concordia, obviously it's going to be a battle. Me and you were talking earlier that it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a battle. So I know you can't pick a winner and a loser, but what are you thinking about this game?
I'm not going to pick a winner or a loser. I'll tell you that right now. My job is too important to me. 4th matchup of the year between these two. 3 is a lot of matchups, but 4, I think it's going to be a great game. The best thing about this game tonight, Jesse, is that both teams are playing their best basketball. They've won 4 games to get to tonight, so you got to be doing something right. I expect one of our closest final games that we've ever had in the years we've hosted.
Kind of looking in depth at both teams, Concordia and Dakota Wesleyan. What stands out for both those teams?
Well, Concordia is really going to pressure the ball and make this a high-tempo basketball game. Dakota Wesleyan's going to want to be a little more half-court, a little more physical maybe with the Bray twins and just that post presence. So they're contrasting styles. The 3 of their 4 games, or 2 of their 3 games prior have been a little bit higher scoring. They had 1 really low scoring game. I don't think we'll see that tonight. Both really like to score the ball. Probably the best defense wins tonight. Probably cliche, but I think that will be key in tonight's contest.
Definitely, Corey. Thank you so much for joining us in depth, looking at the city, the game, whatever it is. But thank you so much. We'll send it back to you, Jenna. I'll have a full highlight and recap and everything tonight at 10, but I'll send it back to you guys now. Thanks, Jenna.
We'll look forward to that. Thanks, Jesse. An unpleasant smell has popped up on a highly traveled stretch of Sioux City. Drivers are taking notice and calling in their complaints. More than a dozen complaints, in fact, came in just the last 24 hours. The city has to get a certain number of smell complaints in a specific area in a 6-month period for them to take action. Well, they've hit that number. And while the smell seems to be coming from the stockyard, city officials aren't saying yet exactly which business it's coming from.
It was just a horrific smell, and it hasn't been the first time, and so we need to check into it, you know, try to see where it's coming from and what we can do.
The odor is originating from, you know, a private business, and so really it involves whether there's a nuisance to the public, and in this case it appears that it qualifies as a nuisance according to city code.
Future action will be taken eventually since the city has gotten enough complaints, but you can still share your 2 cents by calling the number on your screen. Good news for the downtown and folks looking for a noontime lunch spot. A local chiropractor and his brother are opening a new restaurant in the old Little Chicago Deli. Dr. Juan Munoz from Inside Out Chiropractic telling us today that they hope to open the Bright Side Cafe and Deli sometime in May. He says it's always been a dream to open a restaurant and bring something positive to the community. Brightside Cafe will serve sub sandwiches, hot meals, and also a full breakfast menu. Still to come, throwing axes and drinking. Okay, those 2 things don't seem to go hand in hand, but one bar has made a business out of it. We'll explain still to come.
And tomorrow is the day we will see 60 degrees with sunshine, but some changes in the 7-day forecast. A mix Friday and Monday with accumulating snow possible. Details next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Jenna Renstrom, Chief Meteorologist Fred Exum, and Sports Director Jordan Furby. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.